Hey there, chatters. I'm Nat.
And I'm Kat, and welcome to the Crime Chat. I am your forensic femme fatale. Natalie is your true crime addict connoisseur.
Just two normal girls who obsess about dark crimes, evil minds, and occasionally the unknown.
And here's your disclaimer, chatters. Today's Crime Chat does contain adult content, and it will contain very violent scenarios, so your listener discretion is advised.
You have been warned. And before we get into today's Crime Chat, Kat, where the hell are you? You're hovering, I see.
I'm in a spooky forest.
It looks spooky. It's giving me vibes, girl.
Yeah, so the story today kind of takes place kind of out in the woods a little bit. So I opted for a little bit of aesthetic to kind of put us there.
Yeah,
give us some spooky forest vibes.
I'm there. I would never live there, but I would definitely bury a body there if I had to.
Well, a body was found there, so you're kind of on the right track. So this last week or so, Chris and I watched The Night Agent, the series on Netflix, and it was pretty good. There was just based on some of my experiences from being an investigator, and then I had some also involvement with the presidential pilot's office and the presidential services that's at Andrews. It was one of my first duty assignments out there. It seems some of it seems a little far-fetched, but it's entertainment. You know, it was pretty good for what it was.
So is it like is it like a mockumentary, or is it a documentary? Is it a series?
Oh no, it's a series. It's drama. It's
okay.
Total fictional drama. So basically this FBI agent is considered the night agent. He's basically assigned to a desk at the White House in the overnight hours. So from 8 o'clock at night till about 4 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
And his one and only job is to answer this very specific phone if it should ever ring.
Oh.
So it's very heavy on counterintelligence and spies, and kind of there's a leak in the White House, and somebody's trying to kill some of the upper people and make it look like it was an accident or a terrorist attack, but it was really kind of an inside job. So it was pretty good. And then I did a ton of research on the story that we're going to go over today, and we'll kind of get into that here in a bit. But I don't know. I woke up one morning and I was like, I really want to watch Jaws. Jaws is probably my favorite movie of all time.
It's a great fucking movie. Serial killers don't have to always be human.
No.
No.
This rogue. Oh, shoot. Carius Concarius, I think is what it is.
Carius Concarius.
Carius Concarius, a great white shark. What was the name of the shark that they named the mechanical shark they used to film it?
They had a name for it. Dougie? Yep. Dougie.
Bruce.
Wasn't too far off. Oh my God. Is that why Nemo, Finding Nemo, names the shark Bruce? Is it?
Yes, it is.
That's really cool. I had no idea.
It is Bruce. Yep. Sorry, what about you?
So I went away to Fort Lauderdale this week, and it was fun. I did something that I've never done before, and it was a lot of fun. And I recommend anybody, if you're in Fort Lauderdale, you go there often. You go to that side of the Florida.
Yeah.
I would recommend the Jungle Queen. So
really?
Unbelievable time. It's a river cruise that takes you to their private island. And on the island, it's all decorated in Polynesian. It's a Polynesian theme. You don't feel like you're in Florida. You feel you're in the middle of Hawaii. And they have a pig roast. And while they're doing and there's dancers around there, you know, with the flamethrowers and stuff, and it's all you can eat.
So it's all included.
All of it. You eat, you drink, and you watch shows, and you tour the island. You can get lost. It's really, really, really cool.
How big is the island?
I don't know, but I was kind of a little bit intoxicated while I was. Exactly.
So you didn't go out and explore.
No, they would have definitely found my body behind you. Yeah, no, definitely.
Maybe a little nicer than what's behind you.
And the other thing is, I just wanted to let you know, Kat, I love you, but I hate you at the same time. I actually watched The Last of Us.
Did you watch all of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I have to admit, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, what a great fucking show.
Yep.
What's the lead's name again?
Pedro Pascal.
God help me, I want to marry him. And on top of that, we were so hooked on The Last of Us that I bought the video game because
Did you really?
It's a video game.
Right.
It's like,
yeah.
It's like Resident Evil. Like they started as a video game and then they branched off into movies.
Yeah.
So I bought the video game to play because the story, apparently they kept true to the story from the video game. Feel he's dead.
No.
You don't feel he's dead? That's another theory. They think that he's dead.
No, because he's already been cast for season 2.
Okay, good. Thank God. Thank God. Okay. All right. Yeah. And I think he's bringing the same character that in Walking Dead that Daryl brought, where like you can't do without him. Like if Daryl dies, we riot. That is what it is. Like no, it's not happening.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that's my my week that I had. But so Kat, you did tell me that you're going over a cold case today.
I am.
Yeah.
Well, once was considered cold.
Once was considered cold. Okay. So I don't know what case you're going. I know the name, but I really don't know much about the case. So I figured I did some digging, like what is a cold case? You know, something you probably already know, but maybe some chatters would be interested in it. A cold case is a reported felony at the time of when it was reported with law enforcement, and it will remain unsolved for a year or more. So I guess that's where it moves into the cold case from the time when it was initially reported to the police. And there is a statute of limitations that is put on that, so it doesn't expire. So murder doesn't expire.
Right. There's certain felonies that there will never be a statute of limitations, like murder.
Right.
Yeah.
The origin of the word cold case, or the term cold case, was first recorded between 1970 and 1975 when 4 detectives were working on a case of a rape and a murder of a 9-year-old girl. The media, of course, the great media, they coined it. They coined this group of detectives the cold case squad. Nice. And it just stuck after that.
Yeah.
So I figured I would go over the 5 most famous cold cases in the world. And we've done a couple.
We have.
In CrimeChat. Yeah. Letters would often begin with the words, "This is the Zodiac speaking," a fucking egomaniac. Suspects emerged, including a random intruder, which was weird, a family friend who had played Santa, which is creepy. And, of course, John Benet's parents were suspects. Yep. And then also her brother, Burke, 9-year-old Burke, was a suspect. 3, the Black Dahlia case that we did.
We did that one too.
On January 15th, 1947, 22-year-old Elizabeth Short was found dead in LA. Her body was so badly mutilated that it gives us nightmares today. I can't even imagine being a police officer walking in on that scene.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that was a long before we started realizing a little bit more of understanding forensics, and then how to help, keep the integrity of that forensics once it's collected, and then what contaminates it. So this was a way before. This is when we talked about, 75, 80, 100 years ago, when press were allowed to just come in, take pictures. Yeah.
Dig into the people that showed up to that crime scene, the police, their mental health afterwards. Like, how did that affect them? We don't know anything about that. And I'm sure that fucked them up.
Sure. Yeah.
But because most of the key players are dead now, when I say players, I mean player Hodel, George Hodel.
Natalie's theory.
My theory. There'll never be a theory that can be proven at this point. It's so old. Next one, and the last one, Lizzie Borden.
Yay!
Lizzie Borden took an axe and gave her mother 40 whacks. And when she saw what she had done, she gave her father 41. That's a nursery rhyme. We're crazy. And there has been no other suspects or arrests. So,
yes.
Yeah.
I've always been fascinated by that story too.
I want to go to
Like,
the house.
yeah. Okay, so that was a good lead into, kind of our story, a little bit of history on some cold cases that are going on. The case that I'm going to go over, it's really interesting because it's been on some of the famous like documentaries. So it's been on Cold Case Files. It's been on Paul is on the case with Paul is on. And then earlier in April, a brand new episode just came out. Evil Lives Here.
Ooh, okay.
So those are some, and I'll list those down in some of the descriptions. And after that crime chat, I'll definitely put the links in there to those. But so the story today is actually a family member of a friend and former coworker of mine.
Wow.
His aunt was murdered almost 50 years ago.
Wow. Okay.
My friend Jeff Wysong, we work together. We've known each other for probably 10 or 12 years now. He messaged me a couple months ago and said, hey, you guys, this might be a good story for your podcast. I started looking into it and I was like, wow, yeah, definitely. So chatters, stay tuned because there's going to be more from kind of like behind the scenes after that crime chat a little bit about this story from the family's perspective. Around 10:30 in the morning on December 6th, 1973, a body of a young adult female was found at the Margaret McKinney campground in Olympia, Washington. It was found by a couple who were doing like cleanup in the campground area. The couple raced to the nearest telephone to call the police. Officers from Thurston County Sheriff's Office responded right away, and it did not take long for them to realize they had a homicide on their hands. The unidentified